The vast expanse of our oceans has always held a certain allure and danger, inspiring both wonder and fear. Yet it is precisely this mystery that has driven some daring individuals to set sail and explore the uncharted waters, determined to unlock the secrets they hold. These are the top 10 maritime explorers who redrew the map of the oceans. 1. Christopher Columbus, an Italian navigator, is renowned for his 1492 voyage across the Atlantic, seeking a western route to Asia. Sponsored by Spain, Columbus landed in the Bahamas, opening the Americas to European exploration. While he never reached Asia, his 4 voyages, 1492, 1504, mapped parts of the Caribbean, including Hispaniola and Cuba. His discoveries sparked the age of exploration, though they also led to colonization and significant cultural impacts on indigenous peoples. Soon, Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer, led the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe, 1519-1522. Sailing for Spain, he navigated the treacherous strait now bearing his name and crossed the Pacific Ocean, proving its vastness. Though Magellan died in the Philippines, his crew completed the journey, demonstrating that the world could be circumnavigated by sea. His voyage provided critical data for mapping global oceans and trade routes. 3. Vasco da Gama, another Portuguese mariner, pioneered the direct maritime route to India. In 1497 to 1499, he sailed around the Cape of Good Hope to reach Calicut, establishing Portugal's dominance in the Indian Ocean trade. His voyages mapped key coastal regions of East Africa and India, facilitating European trade with Asia. Da Gama's navigational charts and logs were vital for future explorers navigating the Indian Ocean. 4. James Cook, a British explorer, is celebrated for his meticulous mapping of the Pacific. His 3 voyages, 1768-1779, charted New Zealand, Australia's east coast, and numerous Pacific islands, including Hawaii. Cook's use of the chronometer improved longitude calculations, enabling precise ocean mapping. His detailed charts and scientific observations transformed European understanding of the Pacific, making him a pivotal figure in maritime exploration. 5. Marco Polo, though primarily a land-based traveler, Marco Polo's journeys influenced maritime exploration. His travels along the Silk Road to China, 1271-1295, and descriptions of Asian ports inspired later navigators like Columbus. Polo's accounts of the Indian Ocean and East Asian coasts, recorded in the Travels of Marco Polo, provided Europeans with early insights into these regions, shaping the ambitions of maritime explorers. 6. Zheng He, a Chinese admiral, led 7 epic voyages across the Indian Ocean between 1405 and 1433. Commanding massive treasure fleets, he explored Southeast Asia, India, Arabia, and East Africa, establishing trade and diplomatic ties. His expeditions mapped vast stretches of the Indian Ocean, creating detailed nautical charts. Zheng He's voyages showcased China's maritime prowess, though his maps were later underutilized due to China's inward turn. 7. Francis Drake, an English privateer, completed the second circumnavigation of the globe, 1577-1580. His voyage, which included raids on Spanish colonies, mapped parts of the Pacific and South American coasts. Drake's charts of the Drake Passage and other regions aided future navigators. His exploits, blending exploration with piracy, expanded England's maritime influence and knowledge of global waters. 8. Abel Tasman, a Dutch explorer, charted significant portions of the southern oceans. In 1642-1643, he discovered Tasmania and New Zealand, and his voyages mapped parts of Australia's coast. Tasman's expeditions provided Europe with the first detailed charts of these regions, though their full significance was realized only later. His work laid the groundwork for Dutch and British exploration in the Pacific. 9. Henry the Navigator, a Portuguese prince, did not explore the seas himself, but his impact on maritime exploration was profound. Portugal's Prince Henry the Navigator sponsored expeditions that mapped Africa's west coast. His school of navigation in Sagres advanced shipbuilding and navigational techniques, enabling explorers like Bartolomeo Diaz to round the Cape of Good Hope. Henry's patronage led to detailed charts of the Atlantic and African coasts, paving the way for Portugal's maritime empire. Bartolomeo Diaz, a Portuguese explorer, was the first European to round the Cape of Good Hope in 1488, proving a sea route to the Indian Ocean existed. His voyage mapped southern Africa's coast, critical for later explorers like Vasco da Gama. Diaz, navigational data and experience in Atlantic and Indian Ocean waters were instrumental in Portugal's dominance of eastern trade routes. The Age of Discovery, or Age of Exploration, was a period in the 15th and 16th centuries when Europeans explored and conquered much of the world. This era of discovery started when the Portuguese began exploring the African coast in search of a sea route to Asia. This was followed by the Spanish and the Portuguese exploring the Americas. The Age of Exploration ended in the late 17th century, when European powers began to lose interest in exploring and conquering new lands. Today, we take for granted how easy it is to find out where any place is in the world. We can pull out our phones and check Google Maps or look up a location on Wikipedia, but until the Age of Discovery, accurate maps were hard to come by and many people believed that the Earth was flat. Without modern technology, sailors had to rely on stars and landmarks to navigate. They would also carry tools, such as compasses and astrolabes, which were used to determine latitude and longitude. The Age of Exploration was a time of great adventure and discovery. European explorers traveled to all corners of the Earth, charting new lands and discovering new cultures. They also brought back with them new plants, animals, and foods. The Age of Exploration had a profound impact on the world. It led to the exchange of goods and ideas between different cultures. It also led to the conquest of many native peoples and the destruction of many ecosystems. The motivations behind the Age of Exploration were complex. One of the main motivations was the desire for wealth. European powers were eager to find new sources of wealth, and they believed that there was a lot of money to be made in Asia. They also wanted to spread Christianity, and they saw exploration as a way to do that. Finally, they were simply curious about the world, and they wanted to know what was out there. In conclusion, the Age of Exploration was a time of great change and discovery. It had a profound impact on the world, and it continues to shape our world today. The explorers of this era were brave and adventurous, and they deserve our admiration. Let's hope that in the future, we can continue to explore and discover new things. And who knows, maybe one day we will find new lands and new cultures. Now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments below which maritime explorer you admire the most and why. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting content. Thanks for watching. See you next time.